Going live matters, and today you're going to find out exactly why. Sales Ascender, hey, thank you for joining for a Spotlight series today. It's going to be a fun day because there is so much energy and passion coming your way. You have no idea. You're going to want to stick around. If you're watching the replay, you're in a good spot too, because recorded versus live, we're going to have that debate and we're going to see how to effectively use live. Some people are like, content, it takes too long. I'm not sure. It's another thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to take all that. We're going to bottle it up. We're going to put it over there. And then we're going to meet today's guest, who is a fellow Sales Ascender community member that is on fire, Michelle, who is going to lead us in the right direction to finally nail lives and get the results that we all have been working for. So, Michelle, how's it going today?
Yay! So good. So good. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. I love doing these things because I get to find real entrepreneurs solving real problems, getting real results, and you fit that so perfectly. And you've been doing this, we were talking about for a long time. I'll let you share experience and story. Yes. So, and we almost broke out into some yoga before we got started today.
Yeah,
so,
because that's a thing.
It's going to be a fun combo. Let's for everyone listening, we'll hit your story in just a second. I always like to get right into the result. Hey, why should someone listen to this right now? Why should somebody focus on live content for their business?
All right. So here's the deal. The world has changed. We're inundated with virtual data, stuff, shiny objects. And when you go live streaming is faster. It's more effective. People know it's live. That builds the trust factor. It's actually way faster and easier to do than recorded video. And there's some whole bunch of silver linings in terms of your confident presence, getting the choreography of your message and your gift honed in so you don't ever have to think about it. It makes your sales conversations better. It makes your speaking engagements better. It is fast. And when you go live, it can be done in half an hour and you can repurpose that content till the cows come home.
Maybe everyone, you listening to this right now, watching this right now, have had this conversation internally with your teams or yourself in growing your business. I'm not joking. Last week, Friday, I'm talking with my team and we're like, maybe we should just start doing these all recorded. We've been doing lives for every week for who knows how long. And we're like, you know what, maybe we just record it. And I love everyone watching this right now. I'd love to hear your comments. Do you want us to keep doing lives like this so you can interact? Or would you want us to move to recorded? But Michelle, while they're commenting, please lead me in the right direction.
Let's think that through. All right. So if you're going to record it, there's going to be a couple things that might be easier, like scheduling, right? Like you can get some people, you can pre-record it. You don't have to think about it. You don't actually have to show up at the time. But I think that whole process takes a bunch longer. It takes a lot longer. And what we know is that the engagement when people are live, even if they're coming back to the replay, is that they know that we're really here right now having a conversation. And I don't think you can replace that immediacy. That's an actor word. I used to be an actor. The immediacy of people even watching the replay, knowing that we're really here, we're really talking. They're going to feel the energetic presence of both of us, of the question, of the enthusiasm. They're going to catch the vibe as we have people coming in and commenting and asking questions. And then there's the algorithm. The algorithm just loves the lives.
Ooh,
the algorithm loves the lives.
Yeah. Okay. You said two really powerful things. Environment is key. It's just that's huge. So if you're putting yourself in an environment, the environment of live and the experience that it creates for us now being live right now together. And like it's so funny. This was going to be our last live, and now I'm like, oh no.
Sorry.
Yes, this is funny. So there's this energy that's more interesting, I would imagine, to listen to because there's just more energy there. Now, the second thing you said is algorithm. I'd like to hang there for a second. This mysterious algorithm that everyone wants to know the answers to. Yeah. Any best practices that you can share with us?
I'm going to tell you actually the best practice that I would recommend first and foremost is, don't worry too much about trying to figure out the algorithm. See what works, test, use it. We know from statistics are statistics. They're numbers that people put together in a certain way, right?
Yes.
But we know that even with all the stuff going down on Facebook, the live streaming is still favored. They will show it and share it more. That's true, right? That's true. And it's different. It depends on where you're going live too, Chris, right? You have a community here. People know that you're here. People know the value that these interviews can have for them. They're probably coming in and checking out those, replays and engaging. If you're seeing that happen, maybe you do both. Maybe it's a little bit easier to do some, or you have a rhythm. But I do think that there's no kind of going back and having to edit it or drive the traffic in the same way, because it's favored by the algorithm. People are tuning in. They're going to see that you were live. Facebook just does a lot to let that organic reach is a real thing.
Let us know in the comments, everyone listening, watching this, let us know what you think. Do you prefer watching live videos, or do you usually catch the recording? Which one do you do more of? I'm sure we all do both to some extent, right? But which one do you do more of? Let us know in the comments. There's a couple more topics that I'd like to cover on this one specifically. With content, consistency is always key.
100%.
So here's what I'm thinking. Let me give you my problem, and then you continue to, walk me across the finish line. Okay, because I know I'm not alone in these problems. So
for sure,
the challenge that we'd have is like today. We have the scheduled. This is every single Wednesday at this time. Something's being published. 98% of them have been live to this point. Now here's the thing. We're booked till almost December.
And how do you feel about that?
I feel okay. I feel great.
Are you having fun showing up? And is this a rhythm and a routine?
Do you want to know? You want to know a secret, Michelle?
I do.
I've only told a handful of people this, and now I'm being live. A lot more people will hear this, but we'll bunny trail together here for a second, okay? This is my dream job. My dream job is actually to be the Tonight Show host.
100%. 100%.
But when I say dream job, like I just want to dream about having that job. I don't actually want that job. I don't want to move to LA. I don't want to move to New York. I don't actually want to be Jimmy Fallon or any of those things. So it's a dream job.
You don't have to be. You're living the dream right now.
That's what I'm saying. Why
are you taking this away from you if it's the dream?
This is why this is an interesting conversation. Hopefully this is inspiring, encouraging for others listening to this, because scheduling we have a rhythm, we have a cadence. It's booked. We're booked out, well in advance, which is cool. We do get so a couple problems that this creates. This is what I'll start sending your way. But Chris, that's too far in the future. Never mind. We're starting to get pushback because it's like I'm booking 6-7 months from now. Like what? So how do you
for a little while?
Stop what?
Stop booking for a little while.
Fair point. Fair point.
Sorry.
Okay, just tell people that. Okay.
Yeah. There's
option A.
I learned as an actor, there's a huge power in saying, no, this isn't the right thing for me. This isn't the right fit. I don't want that job. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one answer.
That's good.
Next question.
Option two. Other thought that I've had along the same topic is, with content, consistency is key. Doing additional at this point requires more work for my team. So we've thank you, Hannah. Thank you, team, listening to this. For this dynamic. There's a lot that takes to do this well.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, and so they're supporting, and so I make a decision that affects multiple people. So if I say, hey, you know what, I could schedule, on Tuesday or Thursday or Monday or different days, and when we show up, I just do a live at a different time. And so maybe I end up doing one. Maybe I do like 4 a week. What's that?
Sometimes I do. Pop in. Hey, you've got a special interview. I have another idea for you.
Yeah, please.
Why not do a live summit?
Live summit.
Interesting. Bundle everybody together.
Make it a party.
It's an epic amount of work for your team. They'll love me. You're welcome, Hannah. Hi.
I'm going to write that one down with my invisible pen.
And you've got a lot of really powerful people that are aligned with your audience, that are bringing good value, that are, eager to share their message and jump in, and that it's going to bring value to community, and you're booked out. That's my next suggestion, is to bundle it up and do a live or a recorded summit. Whichever is easier. Recorded summits are easier, but some people like to do this crazy live summit. I can give you a couple people who I know are doing it. They go live for 10 hours and just like have it back to back. And there is a momentum. It is like being on the Tonight Show, because those are long days, right?
Yeah.
Those are long days of being on, and a lot of details in between. So you could really be living the dream, my friends.
Yeah, I think, and I mean, it's just everyone hearing this, I'm making an acronym. I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but just for the purpose of lightheartedness, Michelle, you've heard of PTSD, right? Post-traumatic summit disorder. So we did do one.
Yeah.
We did about it was 2020 March is when we did it. It's like, hey, we're doing a summit. Everything's falling apart. It's like, But fortunately, we did have overall had a good
incredible new technologies, you technology guy, that I could share with you from a very fancy friend I have named Steve Erickson. Has something called Event Raptor that you might dig if you decided to do a summit. Anyway,
this is good. This is good for everyone listening. Shout out to Steve, and also Vanessa. Summits are great.
Right? You know him.
Yeah. What's that?
I think he might be in here in this community.
I think so. I think he's a part of the family.
Summits are a thing, and I don't want to take us down the summit rabbit hole. I have not done a summit, so
But as it pertains to live, we can do consistent content. It's okay to just do more if the demand's there and you want to, and if it gets too overwhelming, we could all put it in Summit. I think those are three really good options of how to manage live. I'd like to get into a little bit more detail of how you specifically do live. How does it live and work within your business? How does it fit within your sales process? Being on Sales Ascenders, how does this translate to dollars for you?
Really good question. I think if we dial it to like the getting started with lives, I think the biggest mistake that people make is that they're not actually with all their content creation. So I'm a visibility coach. I help people get visible, right? I help people get confident, find their words, embrace being highly visible, expand their visibility so that they generate revenue. And for a lot of people, we forget that part. So we get visible and we create all this awesome content. And we create it every week. And oh my gosh, here it is, here it is, here it is. Check out this cool thing. Check out this cool thing. We do a bunch of different interviews. It's fine. But the more content we put out, without having it lead and be focused toward the offer, toward where we're, having the pipeline that we need in order to bring people closer to us, and having the conversations and listening and looking for the leads, can be something that we forget because we're just working so hard to be consistently visible. Right. Or sometimes when we have this pressure to be consistently visible, it really tanks our consistency. Right? Because we're like, oh, what am I going to go? I should be doing this. I need to do something. I've got to get out there. So the solution to all of that is, what is your offer?
Yeah.
And your offer tells you what to talk about. Your offer tells you everything that you need in order to leverage your lives. So that doesn't mean go live and make an offer every day. Let me be very clear. Right? But where is it leading people? Give people that next step. It's simple. Any video can have a next step, the call to action, the take a step toward me. You just did that with share in the comments and let us know your takeaways on this, right? So that's great. It's built into you. So we always want to have some kind of a call to action. And it doesn't always want to be selling, but we want to be strategic about where our content is leading. So I personally just got visible for like 18 months and I was freaking exhausted, and I had all these followers and I was freaking exhausted and I was avoiding the sales conversation at that time. I was really just like, I don't want to be pushy. I don't know.
How did you overcome that? I feel a lot of people struggle with that.
I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to smart people and learned what to
like you, Michelle.
Learned what to talk about. And I did a lot of it. For me, visibility and being visible and being an entrepreneur is a spiritual practice, just like journaling or yoga, or it is about showing up and expanding. And I did a lot of healing work. I did a lot of mindset work. And ultimately, I did a lot of implementation with the right support, community, mentors, guides. There's something that happens. So some of us, especially those of us in the transformation space, I mostly work with transformation people. I'm a transformation junkie. I'm a healer. I'm a performer, right? So in that space, a lot of people, coaches, right? A lot of people in that space have this really big charge around becoming highly visible. So there's all that inner game work we can do and the mindset work. But if you're just like sitting in a cave, getting your mindset rocking, you're going to be in the cave, right? The transformation happens through the implementation. So I'm not sure if I covered all your questions. I told you I was on fire today. But you need to have an offer. You need to have a rhythm. I know where I was going. So what I have done in my business, what I did to cure that, I ended up creating a whole course and an academy and now an accelerator out of that process, is that I decided that every 30 to 45 days, I needed to be leading my message, needed to be leading people to something specific. Whether it's a masterclass to make an offer, or a workshop to make an offer, or a free cool thing they can download, or an actual like cart open, here we go, let's party, right? But not all the time. So I just had this barometer. If it's been more than 30 to 45 days and I haven't actually had a sequence of like, here's how you can work with me, then I'm avoiding it. I'm skating on thin ice, right? So that's a loose way of how I have done it. For me, my business, when I combined my willingness to be visible with consistent video at first, because I was doing video and video courses before live streaming existed, in order for me to, once I started doing that, and then I added the offer, that's when I had my first $100,000 quarter and my first consistent rhythm of enrollment. And I also, by the way, created in just a weekly live training over the course of a year, I made six figures, multiple six figures, and I have a year's worth of content. I don't ever have to think up anything again, because I can twist the topic. I'm a different person. I'm a different human. The world is different. Our audience needs to hear it over and over and over again, because they're like this, just like we are, right? So I have another client who implemented this system, I guess now about almost 3 years ago, and she's got a binder, and she just like, I need a topic. What was I talking about?
There you go.
Bullet points, framework, call to action, free gift, follow-up sequence, boom, right? And then every time it gets better, right? Like you're going to have more ownership. You're going to have, as your momentum goes, you're going to have more confidence. You're going to have more client testimonials and experience. You're going to have more savvy about that. Hey, comment below and here's a cool thing. And you're going to have new ideas, especially if you're working with mentors and guides and other smart people who can see the things you can't see because you're in it. You're in the soup. You're going to be able to like leverage and tweak and make it better and do other cool things. And then it becomes like, oh yeah, easy, fun. The flow is happening instead of like, I've got to figure out what to go live. Right? And the idea that it's going to take too long is bullshit. I'm sorry. is bogus.
Yeah,
because
it's true.
It takes 5 minutes to go live and add value. It takes 5 minutes to go live.
5 minutes.
You could do it in 2. It's better if you do it in 2 just once in a while, right? A lot of people want to know how long should I go live and all that. We can talk about that if you want, but it doesn't take longer. And it takes a little bit of implementation practice. You want to have a way to frame your content so that you're leading to those call to actions and you're getting people to engage in those first seconds, like you just did so well at the beginning of this. And that takes some practice and some, feedback. I say every great performance had a great director.
Oh, that's cool.
So this idea that, well, I just need to make myself go live and hi, so my name is blah, 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 and I help people. And then everybody's like, next, right?
Yes.
Right? Just the simple, and you do it beautifully all the time, but the simple act of like asking that top of mind question that they're thinking about, that's going to position your content for them to take action and come toward you. Right.
So powerful that you shared so much right there, which is cool. Okay. One big takeaway that I heard was calendar blocking. It starts with just when is it going to happen? It could be 2 minutes, you said. It could be 5 minutes. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to work. It doesn't have to be this overwhelming thing. We
Yeah.
book appointments with ourselves all the time, for ourselves,
Yeah.
just book when you're going to go live. And then the second piece is deciding on the content. So a huge thing that I've heard and seen, people won't take action because they're overwhelmed. And if you know what you're doing and when you're doing it, that will help reduce overwhelm. And so these are a couple of things that I'm processing as you're sharing. And I like that you shared what you're saying. A big, powerful question that you were mentioning was why, like, how is this leading to how you serve people? What's the connection? It's the, hey, let's just get to know each other. This is a topic I've been thinking about. Well, I also find that topic interesting. And what about this? And we have a conversation around it. We're building know and like, growing to trust. And
because we're live, that trust happens faster.
Ooh, there's a good punchline. Trust is built faster online. That's a horrible line, but there's something in there. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's immediate. They know you're live. You're not like edited and polished and perfect, and you didn't do 15 takes in order to find your message. I used to make my living as a television commercial actress, and I've done a lot of takes. And even to do a 2 or 5 minute recorded video, it's a 2-hour thing. Even if you're really good at it and you've got your studio set up, and then you're going to edit it, you're going to do it over and over and try, because you can get it a little better. And if you're, it's just so much longer.
Isn't that crazy?
Anyway, side note.
It's so true though. I've been last 5 years of my life I've been online. To your point, you're saying like doing it over and over again, and I'll still, like, if I'm doing we'll do weekly wins with our mastermind, and if anyone's watching it, it's usually not my first take. So I'll go out and I'll go somewhere. I'm like, God dang it, start over. Okay, hey, sales leader.
But the more you do that, the easier it is to get better at doing it quickly. But it still just takes more time. And when it's live, people appreciate my first live. Every time Facebook reminds me of the memory, I show it again, because I was upside down and I'm like, is this, I think
wait, is it on? Where's the light? I can't, is it the on button?
Where can I look? And I leave it up because nobody died, right? Like, nobody died. People love it. And of course, I have training programs that help people be on video and go live. So they love it even more because, I can really say no one has ever died in the making of this video, right? Like, but it does feel like we will. I don't want to minimize that. For those who feel a real charge, it feels real, but it's not the truth, right? It feels real. We all feel like we are on the Tonight Show naked with millions of people watching and nobody told us what to wear or say, right? Like when it's a heightened video thing, it's very real. And the whole just do it doesn't always help. Sometimes it keeps people from ever doing it again. Right?
Right. The experience was so scarring.
Right. Or the pressure. And then what happens is we feel this. For me, I was completely riddled with stage fright, couldn't do what I wanted to do because of my throat would close. I couldn't do it. And then we think, I just need to make myself do it. I just need to buck up and make myself do it. But then we try and our heart is pounding and our mind goes blank and our mouth dries up and our throat closes up. And then we think, I am so stupid. What is wrong with me? Then we beat ourselves up for it. Right? So there's huge fear. And then there's this big like shame spiral, judgment, hating on ourselves that happens because we're scared. It's reptile brain, guys. It's amygdala, it's survival mode. It's a physiological response, but it doesn't have to be the overriding response. There are definitely tools, and that's where my performance background helps so much to actually move and shift the energy and create a way, specific, safe, but like contained way. When we're taking risks and being visible and doing new things in a community where other people are also, other awesome, smart, capable, competent people are also doing the thing that feels new and scary or bigger or out of control or overwhelming, there's some real particular kind of magic that can happen there, right? The container that we create is very alchemical. It's an alchemy that can happen when we're being witnessed by other people who we trust and we know and we see are also being brave and taking that risk too.
I think there's there's a couple things you said in there that apply to everyone listening right now, and we're talking specifically within the context of going live. That performance, you're on the spot, spotlight,
Yes.
and lights, camera, action, go.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a
Pushing that
certain pressure
record
to that.
button. Pushing that button.
Hitting the button. So and there's a real physiological, biological, chemical, whatever, the
Mhm.
things, the cool words you were saying, reaction that takes place. And
Insert cool
it's,
words here.
yeah, insert smart word. Yeah, listen to Michelle, or listen to Michelle for so but applies to everyone, because if you're watching this, odds are you're somebody that's leaning in. You're addicted. Maybe that's not the right word. Maybe it is the perfect word, to momentum, to progress, to leaning forward. I know I definitely am.
For sure.
So
We're here to expand. It's a natural state of being, right? That expansion, that's why we're entrepreneurs, right? Whether we want to call it a spiritual, personal thing or not, it is. We're expansion junkies. Go on.
expansion junkies. I like it. And so there's always that next level, so to speak. And yeah, there we go. Vanessa's with us. Vanessa, thank you for hanging out
Yeah.
and commenting. Appreciate it. So in doing that, there's definitely a next level that I'm focused on, and I'm like, oh man, I see it. It's like I'm already there, but I'm also like, I'm not that person.
Yeah. Who do I have
That's
to
not who I
be?
don't identify. I'm like, whoa, and there's this like feeling of discomfort, and
Mm-hmm.
that thing where you're like, you can't talk, or you're overwhelmed, or you're not in the right state to even perform
Mm-hmm.
to a fraction of what you're even capable of. And
Right.
so
Which
I
we
think,
are always, no matter how confident our level, we're still at that fraction of our capacity. And the
yeah,
journey is to increase capacity. And sometimes it's not the capacity to perform, it's the capacity to allow,
hmm.
to get
Yeah.
off
Can
our
you
back.
expand on that?
Yeah.
Expand on that.
So it's not like pushing and driving and pushing and driving. It's like,
Hmm.
whoa, there's that bigger thing. Goosebumps, 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 right? Oh, whoa, who do I need to be to get there? I'm not that
Yeah.
yet. But if I can think of it, if I can see it, and especially if I can feel it, like I just did talking about it, we're picking up what I'm connected right now.
Yeah.
Goosebumps. If I can feel it, it's going to happen even faster. And it's not
Hmm.
necessarily all about me striving and trying and working on myself and fixing
Hmm.
myself and making myself better, bigger, faster, stronger, right? Sometimes, and when we hit a certain level, we've allowed ourselves to embrace some prosperity. We've allowed ourselves to get clear and stick with
Hmm.
this vision and this message. And we allow ourselves to express, we allow ourselves to serve at a high level. That whole entrepreneurial expansion, we're allowing that to happen. And then we're like, oh, wait, I'm in a mastermind with some cool people that you know as well. And they're like, what about this, that one little thing? And like even what you just said about like what you really want to be doing,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, I really want to be doing that. I like to talk to people, inspire people, coach a handful of them and make lots of money. But I really want to help lots of people. So then how do we build the structures to do that? Even thinking that way was not who I was 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 10
Hmm.
years ago. Right? So it starts with you just did it. You just had the allowing moment. I could tell in your energy when you were saying, I see that and I'm not that yet. But it wasn't like, what do I have to do to get there? Right? That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the allowance, right? And the allowance is like knowing that you're always going to expand. You're always going to be on the next bigger thing. And that doesn't mean that you're not satisfied with where you are now. It's because you are so excited and satisfied with where you are now. Now we're
Yeah.
tripping into the whole nature of the universe and law of attraction, but you know.
Hey, all in a day's conversation with Michelle, and if everyone watching this is enjoying this, like, oh my gosh, lives and how to perform, and whether
Mm,
it's on live or in life, show up
mhm.
as in a way that's more connected to who you feel you're called or driven to be, where you
Yeah.
see yourself being.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of parts of my life. I break life down into 5 categories: physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and
Mm,
who's the person that's showing up in those categories. I know I like how you said it, Michelle. There's parts where I'm like, like I'm grateful, and it's not like I need more, but there's also parts where I'm like, oh, but like I can feel this different, like excited energy around, but look how much more is out there, and
It's so
wouldn't it be
important.
fun to experience it?
Yeah.
And
It's so important.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
important
no,
because
go, go, go.
I was like practicing gratitude, and I was like, I'm just grateful. You know, I'm so grateful. We have a great house, and I've got great kids, and you know, we were just kind of hunkered down, and I got grateful in a way that contracted and made my world smaller. I was like, I just need enough to get by. I just want to be good enough. I just want to be able to take care of my kids. And this happens a lot for people in the service, professional coaching. You know, we want to give it away. We don't want to charge too much, all that stuff. And I just need enough to get by, or I just want to make this, or, and I had to, it was an incredible lid on my energetic presence and what I was able to step into, who I needed to become in order to really do what I said I wanted to do, which was reach and serve more people. And I got to it took me a while to get to the place where it was, oh, if I really want to reach and serve more people, I definitely need to make more money, right? Like, that
part of
it
the
goes
process.
together. It goes together. And then from there, I was able to get to the place of my business and the people that I pull together, that I lead, the creations and the trainings and the certifications and the courses that I create can help way more people than just me. And then we get to that beautiful question you were asking yourself, is like, what do I really want to be doing every day? But that's a process to get there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's the allowing to me. That's the allowing place to me, is like allowing myself to get a new idea, allowing myself to let it be easy, allowing myself to stop figuring it out, allowing myself to honor that impulse you just had, right? That you shared with us whenever you had it, right?
I've often heard, I've heard multiple speakers say this. It's like the results that you're currently getting are the perfect results.
Nice. Love that.
So you know, if you look at your calendar, if you look at your net worth, not that that's everything, but it's a part of the equation, and you look at your relationships, and if you take a snapshot and just take a deep breath and just look at what it is, you're like, that's where it's at. And there's certain patterns and there's certain processes that all programs that all go with that. And if you see, you know, vision or have vision, or you like want to make a change, maybe it's not up, it's just different. It's looking at that, like you're saying, the allowing kind of gives you some room and space to start accepting some of that.
Sure.
This is really powerful stuff. If you ever feel stuck and you get in certain patterns, this is a huge, maybe it's specifically with lives, maybe it's other parts of life. This is really
That's
powerful.
why live streaming can be so transformational, because if you're not live streaming, you're not consistent, you don't know what to say, you're worried about what other people are going to think, you're not sure how to make it lead somewhere, or it feels like a waste of time, or you're overwhelmed, or you're overloaded. That means there's a part of you that is not stepping into who you fully are. There's a part of you that, and some people are not talkers. There's different kinds of content creators. I help people go live. I divide them into musical categories because of my performance and songwriting background. But you know, composers and improvisers, right? So you can know your strengths. Okay. However, if you're not able to, if you are in a business because you have this cool thing that you love doing, that you want to help other people do, or a transformation that has changed your life and you want to help other people and you want to have a thriving business, and you feel held back, and we all do on some level somewhere, there's stuff we don't know, there's stuff we're not confident about, no matter how advanced, I don't know how much money we have, I don't know how many years we put in, we all have limits. But if you're not going live, you're really not stepping into the full opportunity that you have to share and serve, right?
So powerful.
So it's just true, and it's so fast, and it's so powerful, and it's so effective. So the transformation that can happen as you have some simple tools to kind of get the nuts and bolts just handled. It's not hard. You can do it with, you know, $10 and an internet connection and this, right? That's all you really need, my friend. And then you can figure out what to say, and you can learn how to do it better, but it will make everything, because of the expansion that for most of us is required, that's stepping forward. Self-expression, I dubbed this the summer of self-expression, by the way. Self-expression, it means to press out, express, right? It means to press out. And that's because we have stuff between us and our full free self-expression. That's what your business is. That's how you're going to serve more people. That's how you're going to make more money. So the silver linings that I alluded to at the beginning of this little visit are the personal transformation, not knowing how to structure your thoughts to deliver your message in a way people can hear you. I call it the choreography of your message. I don't have to sit here and think and try and remember to get my talking points in to make sure it's good enough and add value. And because I've been doing this, and mostly what I've been doing is allowing learning, strategy, structure. How do I do it? I love to download messaging that feels good for you to say, but also speaks your client's language, right? I had to learn that. I didn't know that. And it's so transformational to know that, like, I get up and I say, I get to talk to Chris today. I get to be on the Tonight Show. This is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of, okay, I better have some notes and I'm nervous and my mouth is dry and I don't know if I'm going to, okay, I don't have to brace myself for it. So think of the impact you can make and the acceleration that's possible in your business when you're not bracing yourself to make sure it's good enough. And for me and for the people I see jumping into live and using it and implementing it, when you have that inner game, I call it inspired visibility, because you're listening to the impulse, like you shared, like I had this other thing, I saw the next thing, right? That's just following our impulses and letting them guide our business and our message. It can do the same with our message. So when you can tune in and get out of your own filters and out of your own way and trust yourself and really share your message, and trust that it's good enough and allow your enthusiasm and your passion and your clarity will evolve. You'll learn the choreography of your message. The choreography of your message means when you're dancing on a Broadway show, you don't think about the next step. You're not like, and two, and then, right? You're like in the choreography because your body has remembered it. Your brain knows where to find it. It's a cellular experience. And that is one of the silver linings that I see happen over and over for people incorporating lives, even just one live a week, and then repurposing that, having it lead, getting the sales. They get more speaking engagements. They have more clients. The sales and conversations are easier because you kind of get your wrap down, and you get, more importantly, you can build the muscle, the experiential awareness of getting off your back, getting out of your way, and allowing that message to flow through. And that's when your audience gets goosebumps. That's when people are like, oh my God, what are they saying? What is that? Huh? And they don't even know why. They're responding to your kinetic, energetic presence. It's real. It goes through the video tubes.
I love it. Everyone listening to this and enjoying it and leaning in and wanting more. Michelle, where's the best place to find you?
Well, yeah, so many ways right now. We're sharing some really powerful content. We have so many people struggle with, what do I talk about? That you're going to make a gift available for folks if they want to have some 50 topics to go live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we're going to share 50 topics. These are prompts that you can personalize and customize, but it just eliminates that I don't know what to go live about. So here's the thing. If you have 50 prompts and you do one a week, you have a year's worth of content. A little bit of strategy.
Mind blown. Yeah.
A little bit of strategy so that you know what it's leading to, and you're making offers at a regular pace means you're going to have a six-figure business if you're really making those offers, and you have them if you don't already, or you're going to add six-figure easy. That's not even trying. That's not even launching and campaigning and doing those things. So we're giving that access to the 50 topics. And then if you choose to take those topics, you're also going to get invited to our class. We have a class coming up next week called Unleash Your Message. Go live.
There we go. Unleash the message. I love it.
Yeah, where we're going to talk about some of these specific, we'll go a little bit deeper into some of the stuff we've covered today, and really help you see how you can have your own system and the framework, my 5-step framework for what you need to do to go live consistently, confidently attract and enroll those clients that you want. So we're breaking it down.
Thank you for sharing your discoveries, your experience, and the background. It's so cool how you pick up different skills throughout life, and then how they start to come together, and how
Yeah.
they've come together for everyone listening today. So, and thank you for sharing all that you're sharing. As we close here, I always like to ask people, being an artist, an actor, someone that's expressing, as you mentioned earlier, it's a really vulnerable place, and it takes a certain person to lean into that and continue to put themselves out there. What's your why? Why do you put yourself out there like that to impact others?
So I felt this bizarre, profound, intense calling when I was like 3. And I knew that I was existing because I was meant to sing with the angels in the church Christmas play. Like, that was it.
Like it.
That was why I was here. I was like, I'm going to have the tinsel halo and the white sheet, and I'm covered in goosebumps, and I'm going to sing with the heavenly host. And it was everything. And of course, grandma lived next door to the church. I was not an issue. I didn't have to audition, right? That was a given. I was allowed to be an angel, and the lights came up and I was there. I'm going to get this reproduced, but I've been holding it here. Tiny little old picture.
Oh, wow.
I was there. You can't really see. I'm holding back in the front row. I ran. I fled the moment to sit on grandma's lap because I was overcome with fear. And then I became a professional performer. And I brought that fear. The calling for me was so like, I am meant to do something. I am meant to move people. I am meant to sing was my first calling. And that journey is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's why I'm so good. It's why I know about energetic presence. It's why I know about what really holds us back. It's why I know about the possibility of molecular expression and the molecules betraying us and what's possible with kinetic energetic presence. It was a long journey for me. I had whole songs happen in my head, and I couldn't share them. And I heard a voice in my head that said, and these were songs that were like bigger than me. Like, heaven is right here waiting for you, around you and everything you see. And it's bigger than anything you've dreamed of, even you and me. First song. Oh shit. If I don't sing that song, no one's ever going to hear it.
Wow. Yeah.
And that began my journey and my commitment to I saw that I was holding myself back, and I was holding myself. At first, it was because I felt other people could be served. This was coming through. It was bigger than me, just like your healing message, just like your sales message, just like that transformation that we're all going through. I knew it was bigger than me. And that calling I had always felt lined up with this feeling of other people will like this too. Other people want to know this too. So for me, it was that calling initially. And over the past probably decade, so I reclaimed my voice. I had a rock band. I sang. I still write songs. I have a new one that's coming through right now. I use the singing in my marketing because today I can. I got to a point through a long process of working with others and teaching to find and free that. So my calling has been to self-express. My personal mission has been to unleash the power of the human voice on the planet, one voice at a time. Not that I'm going to reach with one voice at a time, but creating not a choir where everybody blends, but a choir of soloists where everyone feels the permission to be fully self-expressed, who they are, and to sing their song. Your business is your song. Your family is your song. Your life is your song. And so for me, it's about helping anybody who doesn't want to feel the pain of holding yourself back, because as we are all fully self-expressed, we can create the world we want to be in and the impact that we want to be experiencing.
Woo! All right, Michelle, bringing the heat and the fire today. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the passion that you brought to the conversation and that you bring to life and everyone that comes across your path. So go check out Michelle. Go hang out in her sandbox a little bit more. You won't regret it. And I just, that's probably what came out of me.
Won't you come and play in my sandbox? We can ride, we can fly, never say goodbye. All the way. Yeah.
All the way. Sandbox is there. That's awesome. It's funny how that all works. And hey, also thank you to you, Sales Center, for watching this video, continuing to be a valued member of our community that is growing. We know that entrepreneurship can be lonely, but it doesn't have to be. So Spotlight is a great place to come hang out so we can all grow together. You guys enjoy the rest of your week and have a great weekend.
Thank you for creating this space for us all.
Yes. Thank you, Michelle. We'll talk to everyone soon.